Like the movies don't do that at all. Even the movies that are directly...
The movies are better though, because at least they respect the original property. They're like, fuck it, Alice is its own protagonist. I'm like,
Jake, we watched 1 and 2. We watched
they're
1 and
horrible.
2 and they're terrible. Speaking of shows being canceled, it's Jake's favorite show.
You want Jake Break show?
Yeah,
yeah.
He just showed to Netflix a while back. You know, the first season was a hit, but they were like, you know what, we're not really feeling it, so we got to cancel it.
They're like, we got a perfect character actor for you of people that both like Butterbean and Matt Damon. Like just fucking. I made that joke in my fucking review and it went over really well. That's my most watched fucking joke. Anyway, so Resident Evil, the series on Netflix, surprise, surprise, has been canceled and will not be renewed for a second season.
Oh no,
because
that's my favorite show though. I love Black Wesker. I love when he dressed like Blade that time.
Yeah, I thought it was just Blade. That was supposed to be Wesker.
It was Blade! Like, he comes down, I'm like, did they just copy-paste Blade Trinity on his ass? Like, fucking... And then I'm like, wait a minute. Lance Reddick would be an awesome Blade. Like, if anything, this will open up Blade for him as a show. That'd be sick. I'd watch that. Like, fuck.
Yeah, that was his audition for a Blade.
Oh, jeez.
He was
like, and I'm sitting there, the show's terrible.
Is it?
That's not good at all. It's not good at all. Like, I tried to like some things about it, but the writing just fucks it up really badly.
Who knew a show that like literally had nothing to do with like actual Resident Evil? The foundation and building blocks are there. No matter what. Why is Resident Evil cursed to always be bad as like a TV show or movie? Like,
Sam Raimi hasn't directed it yet. Once he does, it'll be fine. But like until then, fucking, we're gonna like. So Ella Balinska, like Jade, she needs to fire her fucking agent, or like I don't know, maybe she's making money. But like Forspoken, Charlie's Angels remake, this.
I need to see all the Forspoken in order before I have an opinion about that. Like,
I think originally the dialogue in the trailer was cringe. I'll probably still end up playing it at some point because it looks really fun. Like the magic and whatever looks great in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But
did you see the show? Did you watch it?
No. Why would I watch a canceled show? Why would I like at least like you can tell me a bad show like Riverdale. At least I know Riverdale has like 6 seasons. But like if you tell me, oh, Resident Evil's a bad show, like, but it also got canceled, like, why would I do? Like, it's just a waste of time at that point. There's no.
It's super. Danny, did you see it?
The show?
Yeah.
I watched like 2 episodes and then I wasn't.
You're like, I watched all of that shit.
My thing is with Resident Evil, I think they're not gonna succeed unless they actually follow the video game, because the video games have incredible like storyline. People love those games. They play them time and time again.
Oh yeah.
And now with Ethan, is it Ethan?
It's Ethan Winters, yeah.
Yeah, Ethan Winters' character. It opens up a lot of doors. But the thing is, I can already see it. Whoever they give creative rights to, they're gonna just be like, oh, and then ruin it.
The problem is like Resident Evil has such a fundamental story structure where it's just like, even if you want to create your own story in Resident Evil, you can go ahead and do so. You just have to follow a simple structure of like just the background lore. There was an incident that happened in Raccoon City. It can be set up around like, hey, because like I even like back when I was like actively writing scripts and stuff, and because I was trying to pitch a whole bunch of scripts at the time. And this was like 7 years ago. I was writing a script for potential Resident Evil like short series where it's just like the small suburban outskirts of Raccoon City, and it's just weird phenomenons happening. It takes place like in the 90s, around the time when Resident Evil 1 was taking place, and it's taken in between the times of Resident Evil 1 and 2, where it's just like weird things are happening due to the due to the events that happen at the mansion. Weird things are happening, and it's set up as like some sort of like mystery, like, ooh, what's going on? Strange things are happening, and like
that's what it needs to be though.
Like you can like there's so much like looseness in the Resident Evil story where it's just like if you want to create a story of your own, you can go ahead and do so, but be sure to like follow the guidelines of original like Resident Evil, and you should be good. Like the movies don't do that at all. Even the movies that are directly
movies are better though, because at least they respect the original property. They're like, fuck it, Alice is its own protagonist. I'm like,
Jake,
right,
we
fine.
watched 1 and 2. We watched
They're
1 and
horrible.
2 and they're terrible.
They're bad. They're really bad. But it's something where at least we got enjoyment from watching how bad it was. We could riff on it and have fun, right? You cannot riff on the Resident Evil show for Netflix. It's just bad. It's just mediocre. It's not good.
I think it all falls in the same category as bad. Like
that's fine.
Like
it's ugh.
The movies are worse because it makes me sit through it longer, and there's like a lot of like the
8 hours.
Worst part about it is like it has potential in there, and they have the nerve to show characters that we know, and then just completely butcher them. Whereas this, at least they try to like make something new. And it's just like I can ignore that, but I am mad at like the other Resident Evil series for just completely just ruining what we already had.
Which is fine. And it's like, to me, I think at least their designs for what the characters were on point, and it's the kind of movie that I can rationalize going, this is very much non-canon. Like, they have characters in it, but they don't matter.
And also the reason why I hate the movies more is because there's people that actually like the movies and will defend them, and I'm just like, no.
Oh yeah, no, they're not good at all. The only defense I give to the movies is it's the middle of summer, you've ordered yourself like a cheap marinara pizza, you got some beer, and you're just, let's go hang out in the garage or something. Yeah, okay, cool. That's more about the aesthetic of hanging out with friends.
Let's hang out in the garage.
Yeah, you never had garage pizza and beers? It's delicious.
Yeah, dude.
So like, you just.
If somebody invite me to the garage, I'll be.
Oh
like,
wait, wasn't the first Resident Evil movie the one with that hallway and it's got the lasers? That one was actually decent.
It was okay. Yanni was pissed because he had to edit out a lot of nipples because like you see you see her nips like.
Did you even watch our react? Like there was parts of it where just like some of the shit didn't make sense. Yeah. I don't like the Alice storyline. It's not.
No, Alice is weird. They're like, okay, what do we do? And they're like, well, we can't do this because we're gonna fuck it up. Okay, let's just make something else, but still keep the property the same. And I'm like, all right, so it's non-canon.
I watched the first 3. I think what it was with the Alice thing was
Mila Jovovich.
It was
the chosen one.
The chosen one. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
It was it was explained in Resident Evil, I think it was 6, where the virus.
Afterlife, right?
No, the video game Resident Evil
6 is the shittiest video game, my guy.
No, I'm saying, but it explains how like
it would be the worst one that explains it.
Yeah, this is true. I'm not like defending it. The first one is the only one I could like outright say I would defend that one because at least that one stayed pretty close to the core of Resident Evil. But in Resident Evil 6, they explain I think the G virus mutation where it like encapsulates them and creates a duplicate, and I think that's what Alice is supposed to be. Is kind of like
she's a clone. She's just clones, because what they do is what you did was a succinct explanation of how the G virus works. What the movies do is go, she's a clone, and there's millions of them.
Yeah,
and it's like,
no, you have to draw that bridge, otherwise it makes absolutely no sense.
Yeah, 100%. And that's
I had to justify watching.
It was 5 and 6 that started calling it bioweapons at that point, I believe, because they used to just call it the T virus or the G virus or the Q virus or whatever the fuck, and then it was like bioweapons. Like,
movie.
Okay. Just the games. The games 5 and 6. They just started calling it bioweapons. Bioweapon. And then like Chris with his big dumb fucking mangoes smuggled into his arms, punching bowlers.
I love Chris.
Chris is great. I love him too.
Chris fucking Redfield.
Shiva, whatever her name was, she was a great fucking side character, like the African cop that hangs out with you. I'm like, yo, I want her in more games. She's fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like, she had really good storyline, and they're like, we can't ever do that again. Why? Because we have black people chucking spears in the game, and it's like, oh yeah, good job, racism.
I mean, you can have her, but you can't have like the spear chucking. You cannot have like the ooga boogas in there. You can.
That was so bad. It was like I got to that part of the game, and I'm like, oh no. I was like, Capcom, what have you done?
Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Let it go, let it out, let it go, let it out. Take a deep breath, deep breath, deep breath. Till you feel the breath and touch the sky.